Hello, my name is Jareem Gunter and I'm the author of The Man Book. So I am so excited to talk to you guys today. So before I get into a chapter in the book, I want to talk to you guys about why the book was created. So about 6 or 7 years ago, I was having a conversation with some young men, and they were talking about things that they were lacking and how their fathers haven't been there for them to get them to do the basic essentials that they feel like a young man should know. So they didn't know how to tie a tie, they didn't know how to talk to a woman, they didn't know how to do the things that they felt like a father's supposed to teach their son. So with that, I said, what am I supposed to do with that? So right then, I'm talking to these young men. I said, you guys got to make a change. You got to do something different for your family. You guys got to change, and you guys got to change over and become something different. And I said, you know what? We're going to call that something. We're going to call that the changeover. So right when I said that, I thought I created a word. And I'm so excited because I'm like, oh, I created this new word for these young men they can use. They can call themselves a changeover. So then I looked it up in the dictionary to see if that was a word or for many things. So as I'm looking it up, it says a change from one system or situation to another. I was like, wow, I got it. So my definition of the changeover is you're going to be the person that changed the entire course of your lineage. You're going to change everything by the way you move, by the way you walk, and by the way you talk. You don't have to follow your father's footsteps. And if you had an amazing father, your job is to continue that legacy. But if you didn't, you're going to become the changeover and change everything about your family. So I'm trying to change the definition of the changeover. I'm trying to put in like Wikipedia or Urban Dictionary or something like that. So if you know how to do it, please let me know. So let me give you some examples of the changeover. A person that was abused and refuses to abuse their son. A person whose father walked out on the family, you refuse to walk out on your family. A father who didn't graduate from high school, and you make sure that you graduate from high school and college. You're changing everything so your kids see how you walk. If your father was on drugs and alcohol, you refuse to even use drugs or alcohol. So the one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to tell you have to become the changeover and not give you steps on how to become the changeover. So the first step is you have to see yourself as a changeover. You have to see yourself in what you're going to become. That means you're not going to just go and say, this is what I'm going to become. You're going to put down goals. You're going to have thought maps. You're going to figure out something to make sure you become exactly what you want to be. You have to change your whole legacy, how people see your family. Because your dad's created something for your family and you're changing that right now. The second thing is you have to imagine your future lineage. Just imagine your children seeing you being there for them when they need you the most. Imagine your son or your daughter falling off their bike and you being right there to pick them up. Something your father didn't do for you. Just imagine yourself walking down the aisle and your mother being so excited that you made it. Just imagine yourself doing that. I'm so passionate about this because I see young men every single day that has the potential to be great and they don't allow themselves to because their father messed up. So we cannot let that be you. Number 3, you have to surround yourself with people you inspire to be like. Surround yourself with people you look up to. Find a mentor, find somebody that you can look up to and say, that's the man I want to become. And my favorite one, you have to be intentional. That means in everything you do, be intentional. The way you walk, the way you talk, what you do, who you hang out with. Everything you do has to be intentional, has to be for your purpose, has to be for the goal you have for yourself is to be the changeover. So everything you have to do, you have to walk in that. And just like being intentional, in everything you do, think about your goal at hand. If something doesn't seem right, it's not right. Find out exactly what you want to do, become that, and don't let nobody stop you from what you can become. Because if you don't become the changeover, who will? It's up to you to change your whole legacy. So, what I'm asking you today is to think about a man that you know. If it's not yourself, find a man you know and post this on their site because you know they've done so great as getting over that, is becoming the changeover, doing something different. We all need some encouragement. So, if you see a brother out there working hard to become great, help them out. Tell them I see you. Tell them I see you working. Tell them you see them become the changeover. You see them differently than what their legacy's been before. You see what they're going to do for their whole family's lineage. So if you have comments or questions, please leave them below. And I just want to say to all the men that are becoming the changeover, I appreciate you and I acknowledge you. I kid you not. I know I wrote this book and I'm doing everything I can for you guys, but you guys are the true heroes. See, I had it easy. Like, my father was there. He was amazing. I always had somebody to look up to. But you guys don't have that. So how do you become a man if you've never seen one? I applaud you. Continue to do what you're doing.